What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing Zach LaVine, trade news, and just asking a question right now. This is all speculations right now. So, of course, as every basketball fan that probably been following, or if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, of course we all hear and have heard the rumblings of Zach LaVine wanting to be traded, and the Chicago Bulls ultimately wanting to trade Zach LaVine, just due to the fact that it's been a lot of certain uncertainty as far as his is he on board? Is he happy? Whatever the case may be and can be said about Zach LaVine, I feel like has been said. His name has been swirled around in trade rumors over the last few seasons, especially this year more than ever. With the back dooring or back room, whatever the case may be, a lot of stories have been swirled around with Zach LaVine, the Chicago Bulls, coaching staff, front office, and things like that. Now, I have read reports to the Detroit Pistons. Yes, the Detroit Pistons have emerged as one of the more relevant landing spots for Zach LaVine. And the trade package that I have recently came across that the Pistons want to consider for a player like LaVine would be Javon Carter along with Zach LaVine would go to Detroit for Jaden Ivey, Asor Thompson, Isaiah Stewart, Bogan Bogdanovic, and a top 25, top 3 protected pick would all go to the Chicago Bulls in return for Zach LaVine. Now, do I think that is a good haul for LaVine? It's a pretty decent haul. I'm not gonna dispute that, because in return, if this trade was to go down, the Bulls would get a guard in Ivy, who I think is really good. He's young. You look at Asor Thompson, he showed promise early on in the year, especially when he was starting. He was one of the better rebounding rookies this year. You look at Isaiah Stewart. He's a formidable big. You could put in the front court with Vucevic. Also, Bogdanovic, who's been proven to be a 20-point scorer consistently, especially over the past few years. Now, of course, you will be giving up Zach LaVine, who can put up 25, 30, 40, maybe even 50 points if you was to ask him. But I feel like this marriage with the Chicago Bulls and Zach LaVine has reached its peak. He's a player, in my opinion, who you don't want to see him, leave for nothing. You don't want to just take any old deal that comes along for a player like LaVine and feel like you got fleeced in the trade. You want to ultimately get the maximum return, if you could, on him. Of course, some people are saying just let him go for the first good package that comes along. But I feel like, to reach relevancy as the Chicago Bulls want to do, to reach your, I would say, peak as a team, as a franchise, this trade can set you back 3 or 4 years, even though, again, like I said, Kobe White has been playing very well lately. You don't know what the future holds for DeMar DeRozan with the Chicago Bulls. You don't know what you're going to do with a Patrick Williams in this coming off season. So if you are the Chicago Bulls, you want to make sure that this trade for LaVine is the right move and you get the right pieces in return for a player of his status and his caliber. The guy's a former All-Star. He's been on the Olympic teams, even though he hasn't been the best defender. At the end of the day, you don't want to just let that player go for, just anything. You want to make sure that the move is done correctly, you make the right choice as a team for your future. You know, because that's what if you elect to trade Zach LaVine, the move that you make is predicated on how the future will look for your team. That's basically what this trade would be. It's a future play. You know, what are we going to look like after Zach? That's exactly where this trade is, you know, headed, or if this trade happens. Do I think a trade to the Pistons is likely? Could be. Do I think the Chicago Bulls want to see what else manifests or is out there for them before they pull the trigger on this particular deal? Of course, right now, this is only rumors and things that I've heard. This is not facts. This is not concrete. But if the Bulls and Pistons do make a deal, I feel like these are some of the pieces or names that I think will, you know, you see fluctuate back and forth. Now, would I would like the Bulls to try to get Jalen Duren? Of course. Would I would like to consider Cade Cunningham? Of course. But I think those two players for the Pistons are probably untouchable at this point. I think those two are really good players, and especially Cade. I think Cade Cunningham has the ability to be a future All-Star. But if you are a Bulls fan, you would want a player like him, of course. Running the show, you would want a player like him. And if you could keep Kobe White, you would like a Kobe White and a Cade Cunningham in the backcourt together. That right there is that would be awesome. But again, these are just rumors. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Chicago Bulls fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.